Shine on, shine on.
Thanks a lot,
What?
Bruce.
Will you teach me some moves? CP3 is a cornball. He's not a cornball. That's the Suns point guard, and he's the master.
Whoa. Helen just kicked open the door with the jar in her hand, and she is pointing it right at Doc right now, saying, "You will put the money in the jar right now."
He said, CP3 is a cornball. He's like, no, that ain't no cornball. That's the point guard, and he's the master.
Folks, if y'all don't, the most amazing thing just happened, okay? So Helen just got finished running back into her office after Doc dropped that 5 into the jar, and she decided to do a front roll out of the office, pointing directly at Doc to put another 5 right back in there. Doc, stop saying that word. You're going to lose all your money.
For a cornball?
Oh my gosh.
What's wrong with cornball? Come on, Helen. I can't say cornball.
Oh boy, she about to toss this jar at you. Let us
say corn hole.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Debate Amongst Friends. It is Thursday. We're going to recap the playoff game from last night, and we have our Defensive Player of the Year announced. Doc, I think I legitimately have all the awards predicted correctly, except for the Rookie of the Year, because that has not been announced.
Does this make Gobert the three-time?
Three-time.
I guess it would be 4-time if we're counting COVID.
You told me not to do that joke anymore.
I mean, you're the one that put it in my mind.
I didn't even put it in your mind. I didn't even mention it.
You said it several times, and it just made me think about it again. So 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert.
I didn't mention that. I don't own that.
I don't even own that. Who played this garbage? Oh, go ahead. Freaking Last Dragon. Oh, goodness. I don't even know that. I did. I mean, it really is the Suns. The Suns started. Well, you started it because you said beaming down. And it made me think about shining on. And I mean, the Suns just.
Star Trek thing, but sure.
It doesn't matter. Star Trek, Last Dragon. It's a movie, so it doesn't even matter. The Suns today, this time,
Next generation.
The Suns did rout the Nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked about this yesterday, you know, how the media was saying that. So they must have heard it. It was like, oh, you don't think that was a rout? Okay, well, watch this.
Y'all thought this was a fluke. Watch this.
It's like DMX's, oh, you think it's funny, then you don't know me, money, was a game.
Actually, that's exactly the perfect personification of that game. Yes.
It was, spot on. Wham.
Tell people what you saw in this game. Because a lot of people were saying that the Nuggets didn't play with heart. They was talking about, people didn't play with a sense of urgency. There was no fight. There was reports after game 1 of essentially players, and they named Aaron Gordon as one, talking about how people just need to, come out and
step up
the next game. But then he only dropped 6 points, which doesn't look good.
Not at all. They just didn't play well. I mean, you look at, again, the MVP, 24 points, 13 rebounds. He gives you everything he can. He only played 29 minutes, but obviously it was a rout.
Well,
so
they
Yeah.
Which is the best thing that the coach should have done. Like, don't leave him out there just in case some kind of freak injury happened, and then the series is really over. But,
right.
I mean, is it really them? Is it more the Suns just, having a better game plan? Like, is Monty out coaching?
I think Monty is out coach. I'm not sure, because it's like, as a coach, the only thing you could do is call a play, call a concept, call, a set, so to speak. But if your players aren't executing, it's like there's nothing really you can do. Now, obviously, I'm always going to say, where's Bobo? I'm always looking for it. I always want to see it.
Well, he didn't play,
Uh,
so
exactly. So things couldn't have got that bad. Obviously there were some people at the edge of the bench who did get a chance to play because they were getting, rectified out there.
oh, testify.
Yeah, the talent was not being redistributed equally amongst them on the Nuggets. The Suns just so happened to be shining bright. I mean, that's really all I could say. I mean, CP3 was out there, hooping and swooping. You know,
Hooping and swooping.
17 and 15. Aiton, I think Aiton's come a way with being able to, I guess, not have to be the guy, and that's the major point. Like, he's not the number one guy, and I think when they drafted him, he was supposed to be a number two, but in reality he's a solid role, solid number three person. He would be, if we're talking big threes, he's the Chris Bosh. He's a valuable scorer, but let's not rely on him in this system to be number one. Chris Bosh for the Raptors, great scorer, but when you put him in that bigger spotlight, we need you to take a back seat to CP3 and Devin Booker, and in some situations, even Miles Bridges, who apparently, I didn't think the dunk was that great, but apparently
I mean, the
the
people were going crazy. He
yeah
only scored
the,
16 points, but like
yeah
it was a shift in momentum.
right.
But it wasn't out of the way following the first half. The Nuggets were only down by 10.
Right. And it also helps that a majority of the people, obviously Chris Paul went 2 for 2 from three. Booker went 3 for 7 from three.
Mm-hmm.
Crowder went 3 for 4 from three. Mikal Bridges, who, I mean, I don't know why he would have shot in 8 threes, but that's neither here nor there. That's just my opinion. But he shot 2 for 8 for three. It looks like he was being more aggressive.
And that's
Maybe
why I was
than
gonna say he was playing much more aggressively.
So in this situation, like I said, I believe that the Nuggets had a better chance of winning the paint. But as far as perimeter scoring, you can clearly see that the Suns, they just have it. You can't have Michael Porter Jr. going 3 for 13. I mean, that's just not
No,
gonna. He's the
no.
second guy. Um, Campazzo, I mentioned him in the last series. Obviously, he's going against the point god. That guy ain't no corn.
Nope. Move over that. Nope. Because Helen just stuck her head out of the office too. She's like, I'm daring you. I double dog dare you.
He's not a corn round,
Oh,
right?
no.
He's not a corn round. So that guy's the master. So Campazzo going up against CP3 is completely different. Not taking anything away from Dame, but I don't think Dame is there at that CP3 level defensively,
Yes,
in my opinion.
of course.
Dame is a great player, but I think CP3 he's seen them all at this point of his career. So Campazzo might be playing a little timid. He shot the ball 7 times. He went 1 for 7, also 1 for 5 for three. Austin Rivers 1 for 4 from three.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
honestly, that pretty much was the theme of this game. Is just the shots weren't dropping, and they were actually open looks. If we're really
I mean,
going to be honest about it.
I just felt like the Nuggets, being from Denver, they were as cold as the Rockies.
Let's talk about the Suns. And you mentioned CP3. So again, I love finding these little nuggets. Doc, did you know that Chris Paul now holds the NBA record for the most consecutive games without a turnover, with at least 15 assists? Yes, that is something that has happened. 15 assists in the last 3 playoff games with no turnovers.
I mean, again, you're playing against Campazzo. You're playing against. I mean, he's a really good player, and like I said, he's no slouch.
Okay.
He's no scrub. He's no cornball. He is the master.
Helen, just stay off the talent, please.
He's somebody that can really propel this team. He was somebody that joined this team in an effort to say, this team's got the skills. What they need is a facilitator, somebody that can take over the role of point guard from Devin Booker as a primary ball handler. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Yep.
This could have been anybody. I mean, I'm not saying that Chris Paul's role isn't important because they needed this veteran presence, but
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think if you put Russell Westbrook in this offense, I believe it would be the same. I think they just needed a veteran presence. They needed a veteran point guard, somebody who could facilitate. I mean, obviously with Westbrook, you would have somebody trying to get all the rebounds also.
Well, and I think that's kind of what hurts. I think that's two total opposites there to try to say it would be the same if they had Russell Westbrook versus Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul just elevates the team to a much higher level.
And he can shoot the three.
Yes.
I think Chris Paul can actually
Chris
still
Paul
shoot.
is highly efficient in shooting.
Yeah, he'll go down as one of the top 5 point guards of all time.
He should have had more first place votes for MVP, in my opinion. He should have been number 2 in that. At least number 3. At least number 3.
I can understand that. I think, like I said, the bigs, they just had better seasons than the guards this year, and I don't blame them for giving it to Jokic. And maybe Chris Paul, Michael Jordan style, he took that personal.
I don't think it's that. I'm not.
Chris Paul was like,
I'm not gonna humor that.
Listen, they gave him the MVP, and I took that personal.
No,
he might have.
No,
he might have.
No,
he could have. I'm telling you.
You want me to tell you this is why Chris Paul didn't care about the MVP, because he wants that ring instead. That's why he doesn't care about the MVP. He'd rather have the ring than an individual achievement award.
Can I tell you all he has to do to win a ring?
Stop hamstring.
Exactly. Take control of that hamstring. Because that's it. He takes control of his hamstring, we're good. We're Gucci. The Suns will compete. They will rise like the Phoenix, right? They shall rise like the Suns that they are. No?
Doc, do you think the series is over?
No, I think once Denver gets back to the cold Rockies, they'll try and win. I think they should be able to tie it up. I think Jokic is going to have to take over and really dominate that. Obviously, they'll probably get a few more home calls when they get back to the crib. But right now, it's not looking good. They can't shoot this bad. Right now, they're giving me show enough vibes.
Oh no! So
as he went into the water,
oh, no.
Oh
no! Let's talk about the games that are happening tonight. We have, starting off, Game 3. The Bucks hosting the Brooklyn Nets. Bucks down 0-2. Doc, do the Bucks finally get that first win in this series to turn things around? Because people are saying it's over. I know you said no to the other series, but people are saying this series is over.
Kevin Durant is playing out of his mind. He has a lot to prove. Kyrie is on his.
He's having his best playoff run so far.
Yeah, he's on a one-man band ship.
Did you just slatered me?
Yeah, I mean he's on a crusade to show that his artwork is really, really good, and what he does on the basketball court is pure art, and he's going to continue to, paint the Mona Lisa in Milwaukee tonight. So they can't stop if they can't stop them to and force others to score this series. it's over.
But here's the problem, though. It's not just them. It is a across the board, like spreadable peanut butter on a piece of toast.
I wouldn't say it's bread. I wouldn't say it's spreadable peanut butter. I would say it's chunky peanut butter. It's like peanut butter, then the big chunks of KD and freaking Kyrie. So it's like spread, big chunk, 40 points. Spread, chunks, 35 points. It's like they're dominating. So everybody in between, they're doing their little parts, they're 10 points. Let me go to it. Let's see. 13 points for Joe Harris, 13 points for Bruce Brown, 9 for Shamit, 10 for Mike James. So it's like they're doing their part, but 32 and 22.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? 35 and 28 or whatever the case may be. And then Blake Griffin dunks on you. You can't let Blake Griffin dunk on you. Just can't do it.
Wow, he said all that, folks.
Just can't do it.
So is that a yes for the Bucks making a 2-1 series tonight?
It's hard, man. It is so hard. I think they're gonna go down 3-1. I think they're gonna lose one of these next 2 games at home.
So is it
I'm not gonna. I don't know if it's tonight. I don't know. I'm not gonna do that. I think they're gonna go down 3-1. Either way you slice it. I don't think they're gonna get swept. It'll be 3-1. It'll be either 3-0 tonight or 2-1 tonight, or it'll be 3-0 going into game 4. But I think they'll win 1.
So Doc is saying it'll be 3-1 after the Bucks home
game.
stand.
Yeah, that home stand.
Does the Nets finish it up at home for game 5?
Without question.
Okay. We got some clarity, folks. It's fine.
Yeah, without question.
And then our nightcap game, we have the Utah Jazz hosting the Los Angeles Clippers. The Jazz won game 1. This was a pretty fun game. I'm expecting the same this time. Honestly, like if Paul George actually hit those shots, the Clippers would be up 1-0 in this game, in this series. So I think the Clippers will steal this one tonight. That's what I'm going with.
I don't know. Both of those teams. I don't know. I can't even give you anything. Both teams are so wishy-washy. It depends. I can't even give you anything. I'm not going to give you anything.
Wow.
I can't give you anything about that one. I don't know. Kawhi Leonard probably should have stayed with the Raptors. This is just my opinion.
That, folks.
Kawhi should have stayed with the Raptors. I know you can't go back. Kawhi should have chose another team. He should have stayed with the Raptors. I'm glad he didn't go to the Lakers like a lot of fans wanted him to do. But
fans, analysts, people who just want to say stuff, we're not going to go back into that.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But I don't know. This team is way too good.
Shout outs to Chris Broussard, by the way.
Oh yeah, big time, and his relationship with Kevin Durant. But I don't know. I feel like this series they're just gearing up to go against the Suns at this point.
Oh,
I would like the Suns versus the Nets. If we're gonna get that, I would be okay with that. I think that'll be a really, really good matchup. But that's what we're gonna get because the way the Clippers are playing, I don't think the Jazz can beat the Suns in the series. I don't think the Clippers can beat the Jazz clean in this series. So I don't know. I mean, the Clippers just struggled against the Mavericks, who just have Luka and a half a center and a sometimey shooting guard. So I don't know. The Clippers on paper, they're a really, really good team. I don't know if it's Tyronn Lue, who I don't even ever see him. He doesn't even get mentioned in the highlights. Like, you know how normally they mention the coach in the beginning, like, oh yeah, there's coach blank, 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 he doesn't even get mentioned in the highlights. So I forget sometimes that he's even the coach.
That's actually pretty funny.
So I'm not sure, but I'm riding with the hamstring of CP3.
Scumbag.
But we are here again at the end of the road. We know Rudy Gobert won the Defensive Player of the Year 4 times. And if you haven't heard, we are on all podcast platforms, the one you're listening to right now, or any other podcast platform. But if you just so happen to have a hard time finding us, which we know you shouldn't, you can always go to our website at www.debateamongstfriends.com, where you'll find this episode as well as all of the previous episodes. Be sure to tune in Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be back tomorrow for more analysis, more news, and the read.